I'm Ted Keys in Pasadena, California. Welcome to my Tuesday conference call, a high-powered meeting I hold live every Tuesday for top-producing freight agents. Go to tedkeysonline.com for complete call information. Then join us weekly to see serious, new, struggling, and experienced sales professionals move more freight efficiently, effectively, effortlessly, and make more money financially. So watch my Tuesday conference call highlighted there on your screen right now. Then go to tedkeysonline.com to hear more podcasts, read more blog posts, watch more videos, and visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch products to explode your business today. Enjoy watching and applying my Tuesday conference call.
Okay, guys, welcome again to my Tuesday conference call. Today is more of a call on motivation. Not going to really get too specific here. I will on a few items here, but today is a call to motivate you to produce more and more. Basically, as you got my announcement today, my topic today, that my title is called Never, Ever, Ever Quit. If your goal is to quit, this is not the place. You know I'm not looking for quitters. I'm looking for producers, not for my own good, but for your own good. I've been a successful entrepreneur now for over 20, 25 years. My desire is to give back, and to give back with those who will take tools and take training and take a top-of-the-line sales guide and actually apply it. So today we're going to talk about, my topic is never, ever, ever quit. Now, as you know, go ahead and print out those attachments if you haven't already, or follow along. Go to the bottom of my conference call announcement there. Go ahead and click open that first one, or just go to it as you printed it out. The best sales advice I'm going to give to you today is never give up, with the help of author and successful guru Bridget Hyacinth. Let's go through this attachment here. I'm going to go ahead and read along as I usually do. Let's talk about giving up. First of all, if you give up, basically you won't ever move forward. You're going to throw out any work that you've done in the past. And why would you? Why would you actually give up? I mean, really, think about it. Why would I give up? I mean, I haven't given up eating. I haven't given up showering. I haven't given up getting up in the morning or going to bed at night. Why would I give up on a dream or a desire? Well, let me read on here. And basically this first attachment says, despite having faced numerous setbacks. Now, this is an author that's been through the process before. I've always kept going, carrying the mantra, never give up, just try one more time, as my motto. So how do you keep going when things don't seem to be working for you? Is that why we give up, because things aren't working for us? Well, let's face it, we're 20, we're 30, we're 40 years old. We've lived a life of things not working for us. So if they're not working for us now, why would we give up? Well, here's a solution. Keep focused, keep positive, believe in yourself and your abilities, have a good support network, and actively seek out ways to help others. Be thankful for what you have. Never compare yourself, and most importantly, trust God and have faith. How you measure success will determine your resiliency and ultimately whether you deem yourself to be a success or a failure. I've met some successful individuals along the way who have become despondent because of comparisons made with peers. Now, as you can see, I do my best not to do that. However, I do post our leaderboard every time, and believe me, I don't view it as comparing others. I post that so you can see, hey, I have the potential. I always have the potential in 3 different categories to move up and be the best that I can. Now, Let's move on here. It's important to understand that each of us has a different race to run and will achieve milestones at diverse points. We cannot all be Richard Branson's or Bill Gates. It's prudent to look at the lot that you have been handed and what you have done with it. I may have not have achieved all my objectives, but I have made a positive impact in the community. Constantly comparing yourself and trying to impress others will yank the joy out of your accomplishments. Now, this is an area where I speak from experience. I'm from a family of 13 children. All of us highly competitive, all entrepreneurs. Do you think some comparing doesn't go on in that group? Believe me, it does all the time. Every time we get together, all you can do is look at each other and size each other up and say, gee, what have you done lately? Well, believe me, I've done my best to not do that anymore, i.e., I've become the best athlete of the bunch. Now I'm the best entrepreneur of the bunch, so I don't have to do that. But your goal is to really compete against yourself, compete against your dreams, compete against your desires. Once you do that, nothing matters from anybody else. Helen Keller, a bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make a turn. And let's face it, this is a turn that we're on. This is a road that we're on. Not every single prospect we talk to is the same as the next. We're all different. We're all created differently. God created us all differently. So you have to expect that going into a call. At least have your information in front of you when you do make that call. When you get that easy lead, when I just spoke to a driver and he told me where he picked up, the actual name of the company, where I dropped off at, again, the actual name of the company, that's an easy lead. But just make sure when you go into the call to the shipping decision maker that you still have all the required information to give to this guy so he can relate to you immediately and you can start building a relationship with him. Moving on here, never mind what others do. Do better than yourself. Beat your own record from day to day, and you're a success, as William Bettker has told us. Here's another one by Dennis Waitley. Failure should be our teacher, not our undertaker. Failure is delay, not defeat. Basically, failure is a delay. But here's the thing. We learn the most by our failures. And just because you failed does not mean you're defeated. So it's a temporary detour, not a dead end. A temporary detour off the road that you're on. It's not a dead end. Just because you get off track, that means you get back on. You learn from the mistake you made and you get back on. The road to success is quite bumpy and, frankly, curvy. Believe me, I can vouch for that. So how do you keep things going? It's definitely about perspective and how you look at things. Bridget's formula is to take things one step at a time. Have a clear roadmap, as I keep telling you about goals, setting goals, taking actions to reach your goals. Have a clear roadmap as you travel on any path. There's going to be turns, obstacles, potholes, so you must anticipate them. And here's what you do. You adjust accordingly. You don't get down. You don't freak out. You don't create all this drama and chaos. You just adjust accordingly. So I've got this easy lead, but here's an example. I call the lead, and this guy he's crazy. He wants me off the phone, but here's what you do. You stay in the game. You stay in the race. You keep moving forward. You say things that he can relate to that will keep him on the phone connecting with you. Robert Kiyosaki, well-known author, every time you quit, someone else will get your prize. Let me give you an example. If you quit today, all the work that you just put in is going to go down the drain. And you know what? The next freight agent that stuck it out when that shipping decision maker has a dilemma, the next agent is going to get the success, because really you've quit, you've dropped the contact, you've dropped the dream, you've dropped the desire, whatever it is. So whenever you quit, somebody else is going to get the prize. Life is like a boxing match. Defeat is declared not when you fall, but when you refuse to stand again. If you don't get up, you're not going to go forward. So, moving on. Always let perseverance, determination, courage, and hope be the fellows that accompany you on your journey. So keep attempting, keep reaching, and keep dreaming. You never know what will be around the corner. Boy, something that I can definitely vouch for. Harriet Stowe says, never give up, for that is just the place and time when the tide will turn. Martin Luther King, well-known civil rights leader, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, keep on moving. Keep building your contact list. Keep talking to as many dispatchers as you can. That's what will gain you success. To finish off with, although the road may be steep and the heat sweltering, just remember to keep your chin up and never, ever, 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 ever give up. Next attachment, I've read this many times. Taking the required steps to live your dreams and do what you desire in life will cost you. Everything has a price. The thing is, will you pay the price? You'll have to work hard and make sacrifices to keep learning and growing and changing. Are you willing to pay the price? Know this, most people won't. Will you? Will you pay the price? That's what's required to be successful in our industry. X out of there, open the next one, which leads me to a document that I think I go over at least about once a month. And why do I go over it? Because it's so important. It goes directly in line with the conversation we just had. Boy, when somebody tells me that they made 40 calls today and they got 7 contacts, or they made 35 calls and got 5 contacts, here's the thing. You're making progress toward your goal, the goal that you wrote out the first of the year. But simple recipe, guys. Simple recipe. Every day, just get 3 new emails. Now, if you want to get 4, if you want to get 10, that's fine. But at the minimum, get 3. If you get 3 a day, that means you're going to get 15 a day. You're going to add these to your contact list. You're going to communicate with more and more people, and believe me, over time, more and more people, more and more prospects are going to require your service. So, when you communicate with this list that keeps growing, and you call them, and you email them weekly, here's what's going to happen. More loads will be moving. It's that simple. So that's a recipe. It's a simple recipe for success. Let's talk about failure. Let's go to the next attachment. If your goal is to fail, which it better not be, but if you don't obtain new contacts every day, if you don't bring in new customers, if you don't build your contact list, here's what's going to happen. You're going to coast or rest on your laurels. You can only service your current customers thinking that they're going to stick around because you're so great. You're going to believe that your customers will remain loyal. Ain't going to happen. One day they will leave you, guarantee me. If you don't call your remaining contact list, and if you don't send out any emails at all, or just make simple phone calls, here's what's going to happen. You're going to have few or no loads moving. You'll have no growth. You're going to have unpaid bills. It's that simple. So, what are you going to do? Are you just going to sit there thinking that, oh, gee, I made 20. I gave Ted my first 20 prospects. Eventually I'll get these 20 prospects. No, you won't. It's not going to happen. So, let's move on to the next attachment, guys, and that is, it goes hand in hand with never, ever, ever quitting. Remember, when you're calling prospects and customers, that you will be failing forward. Just Just accept it. Success requires failure. How about that? I just came up with that. Success requires failure. You will not be successful unless you fail. How about that? Well, the irony, you won't be successful unless you fail. Those who count their only failures on one hand, let me say that again. Those who count their only failures on one hand list small successes on the other. So think about that. Not only does success require failure, but great success requires great failure. You can talk to any successful business owner, ask them that. You know, did you ever have any failures? They're going to look at you and laugh. They're going to tell you, oh my gosh, did I fail? Did I fail to get where I am today? So just accept it. You're going to have failures as you go not only through life, but as you build your freight business. Let's move on to the next one, guys, which says, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, it doesn't matter if somebody says you can't. Here's the thing. We're moving forward in this new enterprise, and we have this circle of friends, circle of family around us that really don't understand your desires, your dreams, and what's required to be successful. Believe me, the most critical people that we know are those that are the closest to us. So remember, if any of them say you can't, it doesn't matter. What matters is when you say it. Because if you say it, you're pretty much done. If anybody else says it, so what? They don't know what you're going through. It doesn't matter if someone says you can't. It only matters if you say it. Let's X out of there. Go into the next one, guys. Great thing for you to shoot for every day when you close out. See, on Tuesday, I close out with a great conference call. Boy, when I get off the phone here, I think, boy, all these guys learned from me today. What a great way to end the day. What a great way to feel going into tomorrow. But here's what you have to do. End today and every day with a positive call, just like I'm doing today. Whether it's a sale or another objective, it assists in starting off your next day with a great attitude. Every day, guys, end it with something positive happening. If it's negative, keep working until something positive happens. It's a great way to take you into tomorrow. Let's go ahead and X out of there, move forward to the last one, and that is, I know George can relate to this because we just talked about it. Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. You can keep doing this. It's like keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you keep ending up at square one. Well, if you're doing that, you can practice all you want. But if you're not improving your practice, if you're not working toward a perfect practice or a perfect practice mark, you're not going to go forward. Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Can we be perfect? No. Can we strive to be perfect? Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with striving toward perfection. The closer we get, the more successful we'll be. It's that simple. But just because you're shuffling papers around on your desk, picking up a phone, not dialing numbers, that just because you're finding this little activity to do doesn't mean anything. What matters is that you get on the phone and you connect with the marketplace. That is the most important thing. I mean, if anything, you should realize that when you first came on board with us. The first thing I had you do was not only create a Gmail account, was provide me with your first 20 prospects. Why? Because that is your starting point. That's the start of building your basement or laying the foundation for your house. Once you do that, you continue on.
You've just taken a tremendous step forward by watching and applying my Tuesday conference call highlight. Do you desire to learn and earn with our top freight team and Christian-based office? Yes? We're searching for a self-starter who's serious, motivated, and ready to take action now. Is that you? Go to tedkeysonline.com/contacts and enter your contact details right now. We provide top-notch freight agent sales training to you. Then you provide those same skills with confidence to the freight industry marketplace. I'll talk to you soon.